Okay, Ryan, I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so when I
Okay.
dropped it off, I forgot the sweet lady's name that I dropped it off to. Um, I had one on to explain exactly what went on and happened, and she was saying since the situation didn't get addressed when I first dropped it off, that it was going to go ahead and be covered. Remember that was the original reason why I was even dropping it off was because that it went into limp
No,
mode
I
and
tried to get it top of the line to get it looked at. I didn't say to be covered. I mean, I can't cover an alternator. An alternator is not a powertrain issue. Powertrain is
oh,
only internally lubricated parts of the engine and transmission. This is electric component.
oh, okay. So even the splines that's on the alternator, nothing about the alternator would be covered. Is that correct?
That is correct. There's nothing about the alternators covered.
Okay, so how much would the total be in order to fix this?
It's about $1,400 plus tax. It might be a little less than that, but it's pretty close.
So 1,400 plus tax. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
then I need to call my dealership and ask them if I have a what warranty?
An extended warranty.
Extended warranty.
Now I can tell you that the belt and the battery are probably not going to be covered if you do have an extended warranty. Um, but the alternator might be if you got an extended warranty. I mean, I'm not saying it is. I'm just like we have to call it in. They tell us yes or no if it is or not.
Okay, you said the belt and the battery. Is the battery bad as well?
Yeah, well, it's not charging the battery, so it has to be. Once I put the alternator on there, it's not going to charge the battery. The battery's shot.
Okay.
The
Oh,
battery won't take a charge because the alternator's not working.
yeah, but I'm saying once we put a new alternator on there, wouldn't I be able to just get the battery charged and then put it right back in?
I can do that, but if you drive out of here and the next day it's dead because it's not taking a charge. But that's what's happening. The alternator had been charging it, so it's pretty much a dead cell at this point. So I mean, I can just do the alternator and the belt. That's up to you.
How much would it be for the alternator and the belt?
You'd be looking at about $1,200.
1,200. 1,200 plus the tax, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, and so Ryan, I understand that's what's going on. But at this point I don't know what to do. I guess I would have to call my dealership of where I want to purchase a vehicle, but I mean, I originally had called in intentions of to try to see what was that noise and sound for. And at this point, come to find out, it had basically shred itself off of the alternator pulley. When you guys wanted to fix the ordeal, you guys gave me back a paperwork with green lights all the way through the bottom. So in a situation like that, with it saying, "Oh yeah, everything has been checked off and everything is okay," and then less than 75 miles later, this happens. What happens in a situation like that when you guys are assuring me that everything is okay? Because otherwise, I believe I could have got everything done at that moment in time.
Well, regardless of whether it went out then or before that, you still have to pay for the alternator to be put on.
Which I understand,
I mean,
but
but the alternator to me doesn't. I mean, there's no way for us to know every part that's going to go out on this thing. If I was, if you know, if we did, we've replaced tires on your vehicle and you drove out of here and the transmission went out, we wouldn't know that unless the transmission's actually failing. And if the alternator's not failing, at that time, we're not going to replace it, right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to tell you, hey, this alternator needs to be replaced if it's not fit. We're not here to we're not here to take anybody's money, We only replace failed parts, not could be, unfortunately, and it just happens.
okay, which I was understanding. I guess maybe I just got the misunderstanding of the fact of me bringing it up there saying, hey, there's a noise, and then that noise never gets cured. And then you're saying, well, it had nothing to do with it. But honestly, it was 100% to do with it. The thermostat or whatever you guys placed, that was just something for the limp mode that it went into. But remember, the original ordeal was because of the limp mode, and most importantly, it was because of that noise that I was hearing. And now, since everything is done and squared away, I get the car. I only got to drive it twice, and
I don't have to do I don't have to do anything with the alternator to fix the thermostat, and vice versa. They're not even connected. So regardless whether I'd have done it now or then, you'd still be paying $1,200.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't change the fact that if it was fixed then or is fixed now, they're not connected. An alternator doesn't have anything to do with a coolant issue.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why I didn't understand why would they not check everything. Like if you bring your vehicle to me and if I go to fix something, I'm going to check at least the engine components to make sure that everything is ordeal and or okay with the car. And I'm also going to address the situation of whatever is typed in the notes. So if it says noise, then of course I'm going to check to make sure that there's no more noise. If that was the original intent.
So let's say if I bring you something and it's not making that noise, you can't tell me, correct? You can't tell me what the failure is, correct? So if it's not making that noise, then I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need something when it's not doing anything. That's not fair to you to just up and replace the part, and then you come back and there's still a noise, right? And you're going to say, oh, you didn't fix the correct thing. Again, we're going to go back to the part where if we heard the noise then, we address it. We do a multi-point inspection on it. So if the car leaves here and we don't fix something, we don't get paid, right? Do you agree with that?
Okay. I'm listening. So I'm not agreeing. I'm just listening.
If we don't fix it and you come back and you're upset, it doesn't make any point. It doesn't make any sense for you to leave here mad if we know there's a failure to it. And like you said, you went 75 miles and then the noise started happening.
No, Mr. Ryan. Mr. Ryan, I just wanted to correct you. I'm not trying to be rude at all by any means. That's not even my forte. I'm telling you, the noise was existing before the automobile was ever brought to you. When I pulled up, you guys all heard that noise. That noise was always there. It's even on the paperwork saying that there was a noise, and I said I felt like it may be a pulley. That's what I verbally said, though. Of course, I don't have the tools, and I don't have as much knowledge as maybe you mechanics may have. So they put in all that information, and when I received the vehicle, before I even pulled off the lot, it was still making that noise. So I pulled out my phone and recorded it on your property, so that way I would have something to reflect upon me, just in case if anything went bad or anything. And again, it was driven less than, I exaggerated by saying 75 miles. However many miles it was driven, the point is that the pulley came off. And if you guys do a multi-point inspection, then that further goes to prove my point of this controversy is, well, if the inspection was done and if that didn't happen, then evidently somebody might have, maybe, I'm not trying to say that, but maybe somebody might have just cut at the corner, maybe one or two corners, and just put, oh yeah, this and this and this is okay. Because evidently the pulley, it was never okay.
So we're in a business to make money. So it doesn't make any sense for us not to tell you something if it's making noise. So, regardless of the fact whether it was making that noise when it was here or not, that doesn't matter because they're not connected at all. There's nothing that has to do with the thermostat has to do with the alternator.
Got you. Okay, so my last question to you, Mr. Ryan, is if I bring my vehicle in there and if I don't know what's wrong with the vehicle and I say, hey, can you guys tell me what's wrong with the vehicle? And you guys get the vehicle and you guys come up with your own assumption that it may need a thermostat, but there's maybe...
Let me ask you a question. Is the vehicle overheating still?
I don't know because I never got to drive it more than 174 miles because as soon as I got it, it was still making a noise. So I honestly did not even want to drive it any further than the posted speed limit, and I just honestly went back to the house with it. There's barely any miles that even got put on it. So with that being said, it wouldn't matter, you know, the fact that there's so few miles and that the actual pulley shredded off of the alternator. That means that that problem was already pre-existing. And I'm saying I was never made aware of that problem when it got taken in there to figure out what the problem is. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm not trying to get you or anybody else upset. I'm just wanting you to see it from my point of view, that that's the reason why I took it in there in the original spot. I understand you're saying it doesn't matter. You still got to pay for it. I understand that, but the situation never got addressed why it happened then. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, so when it came in only for the vehicle overheating. There wasn't anything in there about any noise.
Okay, and if I bring you paperwork to show different.
That's all it's written up for.
Okay.
But, I mean, if you drove this thing, let's say you drove this thing 100 miles. If you drove this thing 25 miles, if it's going to overheat, it's going to overheat pretty quick. I mean, it doesn't take long for this vehicle these engines to get up to temp.
Yes.
You know?
Yes,
So-
you're right. And remember, I never said that it was overheating regularly. I told you several times that it would only overheat or go into limp mode once I got the car beyond 174. I only say 174 was because I looked at the tape several different times and it only happened after going 174.
Okay, so let's get past the overheating part.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not doing that now. Okay, we're going around in a circle on that.
Yeah,
So-
because I don't know if it's
Our
doing
next
it.
thing is-
I don't know, but go ahead.
Okay, you're more than welcome to come pick it up and drive it and see if it is. I mean, I'm not, and drive it and see if it's overheating. It's overheating, but if it's not, then
Okay.
that issue's fixed. But so let's go back to the other part of it. It needs an alternator. So if you want me to fix it, I can do it. If you want to call the other place and find out if you got an extended warranty, and call me back, and I can call the extended warranty company. But I mean, the fact of the matter, and unfortunate, we didn't see anything with any sort of noise. If there was a noise there, we would have addressed it, because it doesn't make any sense for us to send the vehicle out of here making a noise. Because we're here to make money. So if we can find something, we'll address it then. And again, if it was making a noise then versus now, I mean, it's still going to be an issue that it's not a powertrain. It is only bumper to bumper, which is 3 years, 36,000 miles, whichever one comes first. And we're already past that point. So
Okay.
We're back to the thing is, do we fix the alternator or do we not fix the alternator?
Got you. Okay. So with this information, I'm going to go ahead and have to call my dealership and then ask them exactly what is what. And I'm sure that they're going to ask me these questions, just like anybody with a pure common sense is going to say, well, why didn't they address the issues when you went and took it to them less than a week ago? And the only thing I can say is, well, Mr. Ryan went on and informed me that they're there to make money. I would only assume that you would rightfully say that you guys are here for customer satisfaction, but you guys in return also make money here and or there. That's what that's what I would say, but I get that. No, I'm not putting words in your mouth, Mr. Ryan. That's exactly what you said, but that's fine. I don't want to make you upset. That's the last thing, because I have called you several times and you yet to have ever returned my phone calls. So I already see the type of persona that me and you have already. You could have reached out to me and at least said, hey, Mr. Armstrong, it's covered, it's not covered, blah, 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 it's ready, whatever. The only time I got a phone call from you was when the vehicle was ready. And I left you several messages along with the secretary, your secretary. I left her several messages. And just to get to the point, okay, well, the lady who picks up the phone, the service lady, to get to the point, I do have documentation of one statement where it does say noise complaint. So in a situation like that, do you guys still do something about that? Or do you guys say, well, it doesn't matter?
I send this vehicle out of here with a noise?
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
And you're twisting my words about we're in the business. All we want to do is make money. You're twisting that around. My point is, we're not here to send this thing out of here so that you can be upset.
Okay.
The fact is that the two pieces aren't connected.
Okay.
It's either we fix it or we don't fix it.
Okay.
If I had known, if the technician would have said or heard the noise, he would have said, hey, this thing also has a noise. Is it a coincidence that noise happened? Yes, because if it's not making a noise, it's not making a noise. And we're not here to send a vehicle. I'm trying to be upfront with you, and if you left me a message, I haven't gotten any messages. I don't have any missed phone calls. I don't have any voicemails. I'm not saying you didn't do it. I'm just saying I don't have anything.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, you're taking my point of me saying we're here to make money. Well, we are, but the fact if that vehicle leaves here and you're upset, there's a chance you're not coming back, right? So we don't want anybody to leave here upset. Are we in the business to make money? Yes. So we are in the business to take care of people, and the fact is if we fix your issue, whether we charge you or we don't charge you, if you're happy, you're happy. But this issue right here is not a warranty item. It is not powertrain. If you got an extended warranty, please find out, and I'll call the extended warranty company, and I will definitely call them and find out if it's covered. If it's not covered, we're back to square one, where do you want to fix it or do you not want to fix it?
Okay. So let me ask you this, Mr. Ryan. Am I able to come up there with my tow truck service and physically get the car from y'all on the tow truck and leave?
That's what you want to do, yeah.
Okay. I would have to go ahead and reach out since it is later in the day. It's already 4:30. I know so far as my bank, they're closed. So maybe that may be the same with the dealership and with their extended warranty people. They might be closed. So please allow me some additional time for me to go ahead and to reach out to the appropriate people. So that way I can figure out, what's going on. Because once again, I wasn't trying to cross different paths or anything else. But right now at this moment, I'm feeling a little bit uneasy with the situation. If you guys was to fix it and any other issue, you're saying basically like, well, we didn't hear it, so we didn't address it. Even though it's written on the document that there is a noise, we still didn't fix it, So I get that, and I don't want to, I don't want to do the back and forth. I understand what you are saying. You said what you said. I said what I said. I'm going to try to take care of it on my end. When I call you back and when I leave you the message, also, before I tell you that, yesterday when I called you, the lady, I always forget her name, but the lady said that you were sitting directly in front of her and that I would be able to get a hold of you. And it directly went to you less than seconds later. We're talking about maybe 5 seconds later. And you did not answer the phone. And I did leave you a message. And I actually spoken to the lady. So I know that you were sitting directly in front of her yesterday. But that's just to show you at least the service that I'm receiving from you all. So that's all I'm trying to.
I've not been on the phone. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is getting silly. Okay, I'm not.
Okay.
All right, man. Yeah, just call me back with that warranty information. I'm not going to go back and forth with you on this. There is no information about a whining or any sort of noise. Last time it was here, all it had was in here for overheating. That's on your paperwork. I don't know. So yeah.
Okay. I'll be up there to bring you the paperwork, and then I'll see about getting it towed and everything else. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, if you're going to bring me paperwork I mean, I've got what it came in here for last time. It just says vehicle's overheating.
Yeah, I know, but I had a document where it was saying that there was a noise complaint, and I also had called your service. I don't know, because I called it a secretary. You said it's not a secretary, so I don't know what to call her. But since I could not get a hold of you, she did push the issue on to, I guess, your higher ups to let them know that there was still a noise that was going on after I received the vehicle. And it happened right there in your parking lot. So there's no way to get around that. So if I had received the vehicle right there in your parking lot and the noise was happening, since the vehicle did not get cut off, then evidently the situation, it never got addressed. That's all I'm trying to get at. I want to be fair to everybody, but at the same time, I want people to be fair to me. And maybe it might be a mistake to try to continue services there. Maybe. I'm not trying to assume too much, but so far it's a little bit putting a little bit of bad taste in my mouth with what's going on right now with this situation. But hopefully when I do call you back, if I do not catch you at that moment in time, I will leave you a voicemail, and I will, of course I'll give you time because I understand you're a busy man at times. So, I'll give you adequate time to give me a call back. And if you don't, then of course I'll reach back out to you again, just so that way we could try to catch up. And either way it goes, the only reason why I'm bringing the document is just to show you that your information might slightly be true to what the fact is, and that I have documentation stating and complaining that there is a noise that is coming from the car before I took delivery of the car. That's all I'm trying to get at. It's just by showing you.
Hold on. So you have a document from where that said that the noise was still there?
From your dealership. I have the document showing where I said that it was a noise complaint and overheating limp mode. I have that document. I never got rid of it. So that's only proof for my end. I don't know what you all are going to do about it. I'm just saying for myself, so that way I can reassure myself, because what's going on right now is I'm feeling like I'm getting into situations with this particular car right now, with not knowing if it's covered, then it's not covered, then it's this part, now it's this part. And, it's seeming like it's a lot of back and forth. And that's something that I just don't have the time to just keep on trying to address this, address that. And I had thanked y'all for fixing the issue and going above and beyond whatever y'all had to go through in order to address the limp mode part. So far as the overheating, I have no idea, because I told you it does not happen until after 174, and I never driven it 174. I think the fastest I've went since I got it back was maybe 65, 70. And it's just been sitting, and that's all that car does is just sit. That's all it does. Not too many cars are out there like that.
What's the 174? I don't know what you're talking about. I thought the 174 was how far you drove.
Yeah, no, 174 is 174 miles per hour. That's what I was telling you. I said
I don't know. I don't know anything about the 170, 75, 74.
Yeah, I was telling you that's the reason why I knew that was the particular miles per hour when it went into limp mode. And the limp mode was the overheating along with the noise. And that was a whole, it only has 16,000 miles. So regardless, to me, I'm like, what? So alternator only lasts 16,000 miles? I don't think that that's right. I'm thinking alternators might be the same as, 40, 50,000. But that's my opinion, whatever. My opinion, I know, doesn't matter. Your opinion always is going to trump mine. I'm the little man. You're the big man. I don't have a problem with saying that or admitting that. I just wanted this to be addressed and for this to be corrected. That's all I was wanting, Mr. Ryan. Regardless if I had to pay for it or if I did not, I felt like the situation should have been addressed, and maybe I could have got forfeited the right to say, hey, your warranty does not cover this item right here. So if you want that noise to go away, you're going to have to either pay us, or, your warranty does cover this item and we could go ahead and address it. That's all I was just trying to get at, know. And right now, I don't feel like, it's getting there.
If the warranty paid for it, you and I wouldn't even have a conversation. We would have fixed it already.
Okay. All right.
So, but that,
okay. Well, then I'll go ahead. I'll reach out to everybody. And like I said, just give me a little bit of time, because I have to wait on everybody else's. I can't make other people move during, my time. I'm pretty much quick with it. If somebody has a problem, I address it right then and there. That's what I do with all of my customers. I don't wait around. I don't try to wait weeks. Even whenever I get through, I always call my customers to ensure, hey, did everything go well? Even if me and you don't see eye to eye, I still call my customers and say, hey, how is everything still going? I understand we wasn't on the same footing then, but this is where it's at right now. And I would like to extend that same offer to you. I understand right now we're not on the same wave path or we're not on the same length, but maybe that may change in time. But that's why I'm telling you, hey, just give me some time. Let me figure some things out so that way I can reach out to the right people tomorrow. And then when they give me calls back, then I can then go ahead and give you a call and say, yeah, it's X, Y, or Z. Because once again, I had to call you to receive this information. You did not call me. I just wanted to make sure that you understood that. I had to call you. So that's where it's at. Thank you for your time for today. And I'll be reaching back out to you, I would say sometime tomorrow. If you don't get a call from me tomorrow, it's only because they did not call me. And then I will call you the next following day, regardless if they call me or not. I would at least call you to update you on what's going on. Does that sound okay to you?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
You can take all the time you need. No rush. Vehicle's obviously here. And actually, if I don't answer the phone, you just make sure you leave me the phone number to the extended warranty company, and I'll call the extended warranty company, and I'll call you back and let you know what they said.
All right. I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye. All right. So there you have it. I was on the phone with them for 28 minutes. You did miss the first 2 minutes. This is exactly what I'm talking about, and this is exactly what's going on. I had to write this down, sorry, because I was already over here doing other things, but I had to write this down. So the whole entire fact is, I have paperwork showing and stating that when I brought this car in for some service right here, here goes the bill of the service bill of what I received from him. And it says